Hey guys, it's Red Nomster, and today I'm here with my 25,000 subscribers special, and as you can see, I have recreated Sims in survival-friendly Minecraft. Now, as you can see, our little Sim, as of right now, is going to the kitchen, grabbing a bite to eat. He is currently rummaging through the fridge. There we go, and as you can tell, he is now leaving the fridge because he's found what he liked. But nonetheless, this is made with survival-friendly redstone, meaning there's no commands, nor resource packs, or mods, or any MC edit magic like that happening. This is all in Minecraft, in which you can build in your survival world, potentially, if you really wanted to. But nonetheless, he got his food, so now he's going to go to the dining room table, and as you can see, set his plate on the dining room table, and we even have, a little plate of colorfulness, such as steak and, vegetables, why not? He doesn't like to sit in the seat, though. He kind of just likes to rest there. But once he's done eating, of course, his food will then disappear. Now, that being said, the Sim actually has his own AI. He will run around the house doing things that will help his stats. Eventually, he might die on his own because he's kind of a little baby and you have to take care of him just like an actual Sims. As you can see, he's sitting over there in the bedroom right now, and that's because he wanted to go there, basically. The mechanics behind the redstone said, yeah, let's go this place now because we're ready to go to this place. But if we want to make him go somewhere else, we can easily do so. So let's go ahead and make him go take a bath. Why not? I love that one. So let's go over here to our master control panel. Of course, you can see we can hit the use bath button, and we actually have to hit it 3 times because of how the redstone works, but nonetheless, we have enjoy fireplace, use refrigerator, go to bedroom, use toilet, use bath of course, watch television, use dining table, go to work, play chess, and currently he's going to go take a bath. Now, as you can see, he walks in the bath, turns the bath on, and then jumps in and starts making little splashy bubbles because he has the exact same personality as I do. Now, as you can see, as he's sitting inside of his bathtub, our hygiene will slowly go up. As you can see, it's at 18, and now it goes to 19, 20, and so on and so forth. And the max is actually 30, but now he's done taking a bath, so of course, if we come back over here, it'll probably be maxed out at 30. Nope, stopped at 28. So we're 2 points short of having, a completely full hygiene, meaning he just bathed, so he's pretty good. You don't need to take another bath for a while. I love to just watch him walk around because I don't really know where he's going ever because he has his own mind when I'm not messing with him. So now he's just rummaging through the house. He's been through like 5 rooms in a row. Oh, now he's going to the fireplace, it looks like. Yep, as you can see, now the fireplace turned on, and I didn't control him to do that. He did that himself. But you can actually tell him to do that, and he'll do it more promptly, basically. Otherwise, it's random, and it actually has time in between dedicated to how long before he can go back to the fireplace. But nonetheless, as he's walking around the house, we'll go ahead and explain what's happening here. As you can see, we have the 4 needs, and of course, bladder is really low right now, which means when the bladder meter is low, he has to pee. Comparatively to hygiene, which we fixed a little bit ago, which is actually double the amount of bladder. So if we go over here and then click on use toilet 3 times, beautiful. Eventually his AI will stop being AI and starts going to the bathroom. Now it happened pretty quick. As you can see, he even opened the toilet seat for the bathroom, and as we all know, having a staring contest with the toilet obviously means we have to pee less. Now after that, as you can see, we go back to bladder. Now it's going up slowly, and it's going to go to about 27? 28. I lied. 28, which is now above hygiene. Now that's the way Sims works, basically, is you constantly have to take care of your Sim to keep him alive. Now, the only other fundamental difference between going to work is that going to work in my game basically just means he leaves the house, and that's it. He comes back eventually. There's no, paying bills in this or anything like that. You can set it up like that if you wanted to, make it like an item swapper, essentially, where it's like he comes back, you have a certain amount of currency in which you can then insert to, a system that drains items from a storage system or something like that. If you wanted to do that. But basically, the way it's set up is the fact that it's made in survival, basically like survival-friendly redstone. So the build, the house, the shape, and stuff like that will be made in survival as well. That being said, adjusting it is a little bit more difficult than just placing blocks on the overworld because it works off of a lot of different mechanics, such as a ghost version of the AI, which is tracked by a villager. So as you may have guessed, I'm not going to be doing a tutorial on this because it's pretty big, and there's a lot of buses just going in random directions, basically just reaching things that I wanted it to reach and doing it in a quick and easy way, though it's not very efficient. There is some nice technology behind all of this, such as cauldron stuff and using slime blocks to get rid of buses that would have been in the way and things like that, and of course the entire selection panel and things like that to make them do stuff. Basically, as you may have guessed, a zombie is following a villager. That's how the zombie is, going places that I want them to. Obviously, you can't tell zombies what to do, but basically, villagers can tell zombies what to do because zombies try to follow villagers. They even try to follow them through blocks, of course. As long as they're within 5 blocks on the y-axis of each other, which they are, he will follow the villager through the floor. Now, that's what I'm basically doing as a mechanic for this, but basically, to tell him where to go is that's the part that a lot of people had trouble understanding. When I want him to do something such as play chess, I'm using the mechanics behind villagers. So I'm not only manipulating the AI of a zombie, I'm manipulating the AI of a villager, in turn manipulating the AI of the zombie once again. So basically, as you can see, he's stepping on some crops right now. Basically, it's just some wheat right there, and we can actually break this and show you. And what we have right here is redstone connected to this dispenser with a bunch of bone meal in it. Now, as you can see, he is a farmer. He's basically the type that picks up wheat and then goes and finds wheat and stuff like that in the distance. Basically, that's how farms work in 1.9. Farmers actually farm, which is pretty cool, I think. But nonetheless, he's named AI just so he doesn't disappear. That's pretty important, as well as this guy is named Sim because he's the actual Sim himself. But if we come down here, the bus just leads all the way back. If we come over here with the purple wire, just goes all over the place, comes to this redstone block, which goes into this slam block thing, which is basically just a thing I use to decode the things, basically separate the buttons from each other in a tileable way, which wasn't the most efficient way, but I wanted to do it just because it was quick and easy. And of course, this redstone torch is then connected to this button right here, which is play chess. Go ahead and change my field of view so you guys don't have to throw up for the rest of the video. Alright, so they're all pretty much the same in terms of how they're using bone meal to attract the villager, which in turn tells the zombie where to go. But there is a little bit of a difference between a lot of the mechanics behind how they work. Of course, use bath actually turns the bathtub on and stuff like that, unlike, playing chess, in which he just sits at the chess table. Of course, there's no chess pieces. And as you can see, he activated the television. So when he sees the wheat, he will then follow the wheat, and then he basically just goes around this maze of like weird shaped stuff, activates a pressure plate which activates the dispensers, breaks the wheat, plants the seeds, and he's in webs as well, just because that slows him down even more. That way he gets stuck in it for a little bit, and it takes him longer to leave. I did that for the things that I wanted to. There's a few that don't, I think. Maybe they all use them. Nope, they all use them, it looks like. But especially for the bath, because, of course, baths take longer than like 5 seconds, so I wanted to be a little bit longer than other things. But of course, stuff like, sitting at the dining table has like 2 webs, so it slows him down even further. And when he runs back over the pressure plate, it sucks the water back in. Now, the soul sand is necessary because villagers actually run pretty quickly when they're trying to get to something, such as going to their house or going to break wheat. Random movements, such as them just walking around aimlessly, isn't very fast, but that basically allows the zombie to keep up, because without like speed changes with commands, the zombie wouldn't be able to keep up, and he'd get stuck behind walls and things like that. Let's go ahead and see if we can bone meal this real quick. Boosh. This is the dining room table, and what this does is when he steps on this pressure plate to break the wheat, of course, this redstone activates, and this basically pushes up a minecart with armor stands in it, multiple minecarts with armor stands, which is also survival friendly, but that basically simulates the plate. The plate is actually visible, as you can see if we come over here. I'll step on that. The plate is actually visible from the ground. Wow, it took a lot longer to get in there, I thought. As you can see, it's just chilling there under the table, but from above you can't really see it. But the minecarts, armor stands inside of minecarts don't have hitboxes, essentially. Their collision blocks doesn't collide with things, so it just gets stuck through the table and basically allows me to add that little bit of extra detail. Boosh. Now, despite this being survival-friendly Minecraft, I'm actually extremely pleased with all this working. A lot of this I didn't think was even possible until I actually tried it. It's something you really think might take commands. You think, teleport commands relative to other things. That's something that hasn't been new, but in survival-friendly Minecraft, I thought it ended up pretty well. There's another thing I want to point out too, is the fact that it actually sticks to sim logic pretty well. Like in the actual Sims, if your sim goes and gets food, a majority of the time, if he's well-mannered, he'll actually go to the dining room table or to like a couch or a table or something like that to eat his food. So that's what I wanted to simulate here. It wasn't just coincidence that he went to the table to eat his food. I actually set that up in a similar way. It was actually pretty easy. So this mechanism basically is the pressure plate to activate the refrigerator door. Basically, the door opens on the refrigerator because a T flip-flop basically sends a repeater that turns on and then activates the dispenser, which doesn't really do anything, it's basically just aesthetics. But basically, it also comes out over here as well. Somewhere. Ah, here it is. Okay, so the T flip-flop right here that is activated by the pressure plate that then opens the refrigerator door also goes into this pulse multiplier. And basically the pulse multiplier goes this way, goes into this right here, follows this little purple circuit, and this goes up here, and then activates something, if I can get up there somehow. Dear Lottie. Beautiful. It activates the dispenser right here behind this wheat, and then... I broke it. Anyways, it activates the wheat, and then this is, again, the dining room table. So basically, after you go to the kitchen, after any time the sim goes to the refrigerator, the next prompted wheat will be, the next only grown wheat, basically, will be the one at the dining room table. And of course, the reason why he has his own intelligence and the fact that he can go activate the things on his own is because the wheat grows on its own over time. So even if something like this, like the refrigerator, grows, it'll grow, he'll step on the pressure plate, which then activates the redstone to take care of the rest of the logic, such as prepping the dining room table. Now, as far as all the redstone back here goes, it's separated into, a numerous amount of categories of different colors to represent what everything is doing. But here is the, memory, allowing, different things to be activated from different areas. Basically, I can just connect from wherever, such as like right here or right here. I just pooped right in there. And this is the things, I even have it categorized back here. So hygiene, as you can see, is 10 in this dropper, which means it's 20 in the dropper in the front, which means that, he's 2/3 the way of dying of being dirty, basically. And then he's dying of hunger currently because all of his food is inside of the dropper back here. He's almost dying of unhappiness, depression, I guess, and he's dying of having to pee. But once all 4 of them hit 0, he'll then be dead, of course. And then to refill it, just have these little torch logic things right here. Let's try to find an example real quick. Alright, so let's take a trip down Redstone Land real quick to show you this. So basically this is the kitchen, as you can see, with the pressure plate right there, but that pressure plate does a lot of stuff. Not only does it, activate the door for the fridge and go to the dining room table like I explained, it also goes down this purple circuit. And all these purple circuits, these purple stained clay, follow and make the entire redstone device a lot larger because it has to reach the redstone it needs. First of all, it comes up here down this bus and activates this redstone dust. And these 4 right here basically control whether or not the stats can drain or not, because it activates this redstone, which activates this repeater, which deactivates this torch, which activates that torch, which then goes into this torch and deactivates that, which unlocks the repeater, basically turning it off, which means that this block is no longer powered, which means this hopper right here is able to suck in items, basically. So that pressure plate and all of that redstone basically just means this hopper isn't powered. But basically what that means is that it can now suck in items from above, such as the food, and in doing so, it then basically allows the fridge, or the fridge system, the eating of the food, to then replenish the hunger. So if we follow it down here, of course, before we derailed that direction, it goes into these little delays over here, which basically this thing right here is just a pulse lengthener, which means this redstone torch tower and all 4 of these separate ones here that is connected to, of course, hunger. This torch stays off for 10 items, 10 pulses from this hopper clock, which means the hunger goes up by 10 in here, which means that's kind of hard to explain. I don't know. If you guys don't understand it, I don't blame you. It took me quite a while to figure all this stuff out just because it's so messy, but I think it turned out pretty well nonetheless, and I thought it was something cool that I've actually thought of for quite a while. It evolved kind of quickly just because I thought of the fact that I'm having 25,000 subscribers soon. It's a pretty cool milestone. I might as well go big with it, and that's what I did. So if you guys enjoyed it, of course, leave a like, and of course, subscribe if you're new here. I do cool things like this all the time, and I'll see you in the next video.